The Department of Education Superintendent Dr. Narissa Underwood will be making her decision this Wednesday on who will take over at the helm as principal at FB Leon Guerrero Middle School. Over a month ago, the legislature held an oversight hearing on bullying and harassment taking place within Guam's public schools. Shortly before that oversight hearing, FBLG Principal Ulrich Mark was placed on a 20-day suspension due to a bullying incident taking place within the school. The 20-day suspension was the first action taken against Mark, and his suspension was a coincidence to the oversight hearing. Mark's suspension ends this week, and Underwood will determine the discipline of Mark's second action that stems from the oversight hearing back on November 22nd and 23rd. Acting DOE Superintendent Taling Taitano says there was an investigation right after the public hearing.
There were certain allegations made during the public hearing, and so what we tried to do was to affirm those allegations to determine if there were any facts behind them. And so that investigation has taken place, and again, we're considering the information that was provided as part of the investigation as well as the response from the employees.
The second action against Mark is still pending. DOE follows a progressive discipline procedure which consists of suspension from 1 to 20 days, a demotion, and lastly, dismissal.
Yes, we do follow progressive discipline, and usually if there is a offense that an employee commits and it's and the offense is the same, it's repeated, then typically the second action would be harsher.
Taitano says the second action against Mark could be a longer suspension date, it could be a demotion, or it could result to termination. It all depends on the facts of the case. DOE doesn't have an abundant supply of principals or vice principals. How would this affect Underwood's decision?
The decision made about a particular action doesn't really have to do with the supply per se of personnel, but it would have to do with the facts of the case. You know, what were the facts of the case? How severe was the offense? What was the response from the employee? And all of those taken into consideration. Of course, you want to be fair and take a look at maybe past actions of a similar nature. You know, you want to make sure that you're treating everybody fairly. So,
Taitano believes the decision on the action taken against Mark wouldn't have anything to do with the supply of principals within DOE. According to Taitano, she'll have a conference call with Underwood, who is currently off island, to see what the second action will be taken against Mark. Taitano says whatever the decision, they want FB Leon Guerrero Middle School to be prepared before the students return from their holiday vacation. David Macaluso, PNC News.